What is going on, my fellow chefs? Big Red Reviews here, back again with another video in the kitchen. It's been a while, blah, blah, blah. You already know the spiel I always say. Oh my god, I finally watched something that like really made me want to make a video because I don't do videos a lot anymore. Anyways, I do have a lot of free time coming up for a little bit, so I will be making more videos. Anyways, The Bear, ladies and gentlemen. It's phenomenal. I am only going to be talking about season 1 because I binge it with my mom, so I can't just binge. Like, if I were to just binge it, I'd be done with the whole show. I'd be up to date. But since I binge it with my mom, we can't just watch like 9 episodes in a row, even though we probably could. But I almost don't. The show is that good where I almost don't want to watch the whole thing and be done with it. You know, even though it's not done yet. You know, season 3 just came out. I want to just like savor it like food, right? I mean, you could tell. Come on, but. This show is truly special. I've been hearing great things about this show for a long time now. I mean, it's been out for 2 years. Season 3 just came out. I really like Jeremy Allen White as an actor, so I kept seeing clips on TikTok. And that's the one good thing about TikTok. Like, yes, there's brain rot, you know, like Skibbity Toilet, and people can't watch anything without, like, Subway Surfers and, like, Family Guy in their ear. TikTok is just such a great place because yes, they show, like, you know, like 2 minutes of a show and then it's all these parts, but there is people genuinely asking, hey, what show is this? What movie is this? And it gets people hooked on these shows and movies, and I think it really does help it in a way. So I always saw clips of The Bear, like, get the fuck off my Expo Chef, and just people screaming. And I grew up watching Gordon Ramsay, so I've always been so intrigued with, like, how people, like, deal with the pressure in a kitchen space. And obviously I know they, you know, Gordon Ramsay and all that, they, like, do it on, you know, purpose for some of his shows. But, I mean, from what I've known, what videos I've seen about real chefs, these things do happen. So it was really interesting to go in this. Second off, the reason why I'm watching it with my mom is because, one, if you guys know me by now, you know that I always, like, say, oh, I can't wait, I want to watch this. I've seen so many clips of this. Oh, I heard this is so good. People keep telling me to watch certain things. For some reason, I just don't. I don't know why. It's like a pet peeve of mine, like, of me, that I hate about myself. Where, like, oh, I know this show's good. I know if I watch it, I'll be hooked. I mean, The Boys I didn't watch till season 3. It's fucking amazing. Shout out Christian for finally getting me on that. And it was funny because The Bear, I always told myself, yeah, I'll watch The Bear eventually. I've seen so many clips from it. And then my mom comes up to me the other day and she's like, do we have a Hulu or Disney Plus? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I want to watch The Bear. And I was like, fuck it, let's watch it together. Me and her have always looked for, like, shows to watch. I really can't watch The Boys with her. Marvel's just so much to catch up, and I just know she's not really going to like it because there's so much shit you have to remember. We watched Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and that was really the last thing we watched together. So this show was special because, you know, first off, she wanted to see it. It wasn't like me, like, oh, please, Mom, like, watch this with me. You know, she really wanted to see this. And two, it's from Chicago. For people who know me and people who don't know me, I'll say it anyways. My family's from Chicago. I go there every year for a family reunion. My mom and all her siblings are from there, and I just love this city. I mean, there's a reason I'm excited to go every year, let alone the family reunion part. Like, I go off downtown with some friends, without some family, just because I love the city life. Yeah, Chicago's dangerous. I feel like Chicago's with, like, any place where, like, you know where to go and where to not go, right? I mean, you get a hotel right in downtown next to the next to the Sears Tower. I'm not calling it Willis. Next to the Sears Tower, you're gonna be okay. So that's what I do. I just love Chicago. I mean, I finally, like, last year, I finally got to go to New York and LA, and they did let me down big time. LA let me down way more than I thought it was going to. New York was still amazing, but it was still like, this kind of sucks. I just love Chicago's vibes. I love the sense of family. Obviously, I'm Italian, and Italians are all about family and stuff, and that's what this show's about. And we'll get back to the show in a second. I just do love how the river goes through Chicago. I feel like it opens up Chicago just enough, and it just makes the city really beautiful. If you're ever in Chicago, do the Architecture River Tour. You can do it at Navy Pier. I go there every year, and I do that tour every year because every year there's a new building going up. And it's like 70 minutes, and there's a bar. So there you go. But this show is amazing. It's about this guy named Carmy who is, like, one of the best chefs in the world, and his brother he kills himself, and he gives him the restaurant. And Carmy just doesn't know how to deal with this because he gets there and all these people have a sense of family. They don't want him to screw the dynamic up. But then he's also dealing with himself because he always asked his brother Mikey to work at the restaurant, and Mikey always said no, and then Mikey started ghosting him. And it's just about him trying to get this restaurant back on track in his way, and it is phenomenal. I mean, I could talk about some spoilers, but, like, there's just so much shit that goes into each episode. I mean, each episode is just anxiety-inducing, right? Jeremy Allen White kills it in this role. I don't know the person who plays Sydney. She's phenomenal too. I don't know how to say the guy's name who plays Richie. Everyone in this cast is perfect, and like right when you get to episode 2, even episode 1, you can get the sense that everyone who's been at that restaurant is family, and by the time you get to episode 2, you can start seeing everyone's dynamics flow and who's into what. Like Marcus is into desserts. Richie loves Carmy, but he doesn't want Carmy to come in and fuck this dynamic up. But you could tell he has this sense of like wanting it, and you could tell a sense that he feels like he's fucked his own life up, right? And there's all these other people going on, and it's just so phenomenal how they're able to juggle all these different storylines together. Let's talk about some of the stuff that I like first, which is obviously the camera work. I mean, first off, story's phenomenal. The dialogues these characters go off of, the interactions with each other just feel so real, and that's what I love about the show. There's another show, I haven't seen it, it's called Smiling Friends, that I've seen a lot of clips of that I love. And Smiling Friends does this thing that even Family Guy did in some of their cutaways, where you could tell it's not scripted. You could tell it's almost like just people riffing off each other, just how in real life. A lot of stuttering, talking over each other, and just like genuine convos. Like there was convos in this show, talking about the bear, where it just feels like I've had that convo before, especially since I'm Italian, and just like the way they talk and loud and talk over each other. It's just like perfect dialogue. And one thing I love that this show does, and a lot of movies and shows need to do this more, especially action movies like Marvel, is keep the camera rolling and try not to do cuts. Now, obviously, Marvel and stuff is different because it's action, right? But this show, I mean, there's two things that stand out to me in this show, right? If you know me, I love one-shots. Anyone who I watch movies with or TV shows knows I love one-shots. I was watching Cruella the other day, and my friend Alicia, there was a one take, and I like went to go mention it. I mentioned it, and she was like, "Oh, I knew it." Like people like that watch movies with me know that I love one shot. I just love how with one shots, like everyone has to be on their A game, right? Lighting, camera, markers, the actors, everyone on that set just has to be on their shit. And when it works, it works. I mean, look at Daredevil. Look at all these things. There's two one takes that I think are perfect for this show. One is in the finale of season. Like I said, we're only talking about season 1, and we will be getting into some spoilers now, guys. So if you don't want to get some spoilers, you can head off. I understand. But the one is in this finale of season 1, and Carmy has, I think it's like a 7-minute, 10-second monologue, but it's not even a monologue. It's like a confession, a monologue, and a eulogy, and like a epiphany all in one. It's about him, how he feels. You get into his mind space. He's talking about his brother and all this stuff, and it's just incredible. And it's one of those times where you're so glued to the performance, you'll be like 2 minutes in, you're like, they haven't cut yet, and it's like 7 minutes long, and it felt like 4, right? But it's just so good that it just left forever because you're so hooked into it. The other one is actually episode 7. So I heard when I started this show, obviously I looked up some people and stuff just to get like a vibe of what's going on. I heard about episode 7, and it was shorter than the others, so I was really shocked as to why. Like all the other episodes are usually 30 minutes, maybe one's like an hour every once in a while, usually 30-40 minutes, and then you have the outlier, which is an hour. This one was 20, and I was like, that's weird. Usually if episodes are short like this, they're like bottle episodes, or like they're kind of like filler, but no, this whole episode is a one take. Now most of my viewers are my friends, so if you guys are my friends, I blew up about this on Snapchat and all that, and this took me by surprise. I mean, but like I said, the way the bear works, like we were 7 minutes in, or like we were like 7-8 minutes into the episode, and there was just so much shit going on because the show, it's funny because like you see them work like in lunchtime and stuff sometimes, but a lot of the show is like them building up to lunchtime or them coming off of dinner time or going up to so you don't really see them, like I said, only season 1, you don't really see them a lot doing a service like every once in a while. This whole episode was them like doing a service and like just everyone, and we're like 8 minutes in, and I literally go to my mom, I'm like, I snap out of it for a second, I'm like, they haven't cut yet, and my mom obviously was like, oh yeah, she saw it, but then she couldn't believe it either. But like me, like when you're a filmmaker, you look for certain things, you look for hidden cuts. I'm not even a filmmaker, right? What I meant to say is like when you're into film, even I'm not trying to sound prestigious, but you know what I mean. Like when you're into film, there's and you like certain things, you like to see them and notice them. And for me to take like 7 minutes to not notice is kind of insane. And then they kept going and kept going, and I was like, they're gonna do the whole episode. They're gonna do the whole episode like this, and they did. The whole episode's a one take. There's no hidden cuts. I looked for hidden cuts. I looked it up. There's no hidden cuts. It's literally like the Daredevil season 3. If any of you guys watch Daredevil, there's like a 12-minute prison one take, and there's no cuts in there. Like usually people do one takes like 1917, and it's all in one take, or it's like spliced together clips with like hidden. Like someone will walk across the screen, hidden. The camera will pan by a wall, hide it, and I was like, there's no hidden cuts here. They did a 20-minute one take of this episode, and they literally had everyone on their A game. And what I love about the Bear and like the production is they care so much, but they allow mistakes to happen and they just roll with it. So I read that the take they actually used was take 4, and apparently I think his name's Ebon. He's gonna play the Thing in Fantastic Four. By the way, he's great. His character is Richie, and apparently he took an extra beat. Instead of all of them just saying fuck it, they just rolled with it. And the guy was handheld too, so you could just roll with the flow. I just really love. And they still showed off every character, even the dishwashers who do the least in this show, and you see them the least. I mean, the show starts off with them talking, and the guy who cuts the meat. Just everyone had a moment, and you're so invested because like every episode is anxiety inducing that it hit. I mean, I was blown away with this show. It does live up to the hype. At least season 1. I heard season 2 is great too, but I just wanted to make a video on this just because I'm truly, blown away. Like, it just feels so real. Like, it feels like this is an actual restaurant. And I'm not saying it feels like a documentary because it's not shot that way, obviously. It just feels like this is an actual restaurant. Like, when I go to Chicago at the end of the month, I'm going to go to this restaurant, have a beef, and they're all going to be there. Like, it's just so realistic. Nothing feels like an outlier in this world. And you can tell everyone's giving their 110%. Guys, the Bear Up Season 1's, 10 out of 10. And obviously, like, my ratings, obviously, aren't probably, like, professional ratings. And when I give stuff 10 out of 10, obviously not everything's perfect. Nothing's perfect. But if I like something and I don't see flaws with it, I'm giving it a 10. Let me know if you guys have seen The Bear down below. If not, give it a shot, please. Every episode's like 20, 30 minutes. Like 25, 30 minutes to 40 maybe sometimes. So it goes quick. And the good thing about this show too is it's not doing this shit that I hate, like especially with like Marvel and like The Boys. The Boys took 2 years, right? Is like these shows nowadays have a season, you have to wait like 2 years. This show every June comes out with a new season, and they're just fucking, it's so fast, and I love it. Please go check it out. At least watch the first episode. Let me know what you think. If you already saw it, let me know what you think down below. I will be making some more videos on here in the future just because I have more free time and stuff. So I start talking about some stuff I've watched and catch up on some stuff. And I miss making some videos. I can make them, pretty quick now. Thanks guys so much for watching. I love you all. Bye-bye.